You are legitimately being scammed. If you have bought a controller in the past couple of years, you have been scammed. When I started making videos about the PXN and how it's the greatest controller I've touched, I'm starting to see a lot of comments of people saying that there are so many better controllers out there, and it is coming to my attention that people just have no clue. And I don't want that to come off in a negative way. I am psychotic. I have 4,601 hours in Kovacs. I play Aim Train all on a controller with no aim assist. This is all that I do in life. So by the time you're done watching this video, you're going to know what controller to buy, what makes a controller good, and things to keep your eyes out on in the future. Now, if you just want the simple answer, what should you buy? Just buy the PXN, man. So why is it that I support the PXN so much? If you go on the Gamepadlet website where it shows a whole bunch of controllers, you can see the PXN is over here. We're looking at stick latency. Well, that's button latency, 1.46 milliseconds, and then stick latency is 6.12. Why would you not just go for something like the FlyDigi Apex 5? Let's open up both of them. PXN is 50 bucks. This one is 170 bucks. So average stick latency, 6.12 on the PXN. FlyDigi Apex 5, it is 2.99. which is pretty crazy. Polling rate, Hertz, PXN is a good amount better, but you can see the stick latency is still higher than the FlyDigi, so Hertz doesn't matter as much. Now open your eyes. This is what makes a controller good for FPS games, okay? When you move the analog stick on a controller, that is a certain number. You hold it at a certain position here. You can see on the graph, if I'm holding it here, the amount of positions or dot numbers that you can hold is represented by stick resolution. On this FlyDigi Apex 5, the stick resolution is 847. It goes a little bit higher. They have different tests. It's saying 1300. So not horrible. And I say not horrible because let's pull up this Sony DualSense Edge. A $200 controller. People are paying 200 bucks. Let's see what they're getting. 121 stick resolution. Nice. In the circle area, it's just so sad to see that. That's pathetic. So this FlyDigi having 1300, it's not horrible. But on this PXN, it's 5,882. Now, if you were to go and get your hands on both of these controllers, which you shouldn't, just get the PXN, it's 50 bucks. When you go in game and you start to use them, you're going to realize right away how smooth the PXN actually feels. I have seen it brought up that this PXN, the average stick latency is 6.12, and there's a lot of controllers better than it. I do not care about the stick latency. It is already low enough to be alright. It can be better. There are controllers coming out, two that I have my eyes on that we'll go over, that is going to be much better than anything out right now, maybe, but I don't care about that. I care about the stick resolution, especially for me, because I'm playing FPS games with no aim assist and max sensitivity. I want to have very many points to where the controller is going to pick up different points that I hold on the analog stick. Now, if you're in the market for a controller and you don't play FPS games, I mean, for one, I don't really care about non-FPS games on a controller. For example, someone that doesn't play FPS games, let's say you play fighting games, you want to go to button latency, cable, because I don't know why else you would be using anything but a cable. PXN still rents pretty high, but because you're going to be pressing only buttons for fighting games, you might want to go for a controller like this one, where the button latency is as low as possible. Although, let's check the price. Go for something like that. So this big one, Blitz 2, is coming out of the choice of Gamepadlet. Price is not too crazy. Hertz gets pretty high. Polling rate gets pretty high. Average of the cable actually looks pretty decent. But seeing the resolution test, which is actually kind of blowing my mind right now, I am nearly sure on the website it says 4K stick resolution. Does not seem to be getting that. This is a controller that I would not want to use. Did they just straight up lie? And here it's saying 4096 levels of fine joystick sampling. Pretty sure they just straight up lied. Wow. What is inside this PXN is just more important to me. The actual speed of everything, it has 4 back buttons, which is a must for me, although if necessary I could get used to just playing claw. So it's not 100% necessary, although it is nice for controllers to have 4 back pedals. I've seen people say, well, the PXN triggers are garbage. They are. I've seen people say that the front buttons are not great. They aren't. Except I don't use the front button, so it's kind of whatever. All of that does not matter. It cannot matter because, again, I play FPS games competitively. I want to be better at FPS games. I want my controller to be as good as possible for FPS games. And because of that, I do not care about the triggers. It's sad and it sucks that it's that way. It could be better, but I care about having the best advantage possible. Oh, my video actually pops up. Hold on. Alright, that's pretty crazy. I'm not expecting that. I don't want to just go and hate on a bunch of YouTubers. And it's not even this channel. I should actually find a few examples. A lot of people are out here reviewing controllers. And again, I am psychotic, bro. I am schizophrenic, okay? This is all that I do. So to see this be repeated time and time and time again from people, we'll go over some gameplay from people on a controller. By the way, they use aim assist, so the inputs that is being made in-game from their controller is not even all the way just from them. Again, I don't use aim assist. I play on max sensitivity. I'm going to be able to feel out a controller better than these people. I get it. Alright, this guy's photography and how he reviews controllers, super cool. But again, he played Black Ops 6. I'm trying to watch the gameplay for, he's using aim assist. He has motion blur on? No control freaks, motion blur on, aim assist, 35k people to have watched this. Like, I don't think people should be getting their controller recommendations. This controller will level up your skills. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Are we not even at 0 average circularity error rate? Is this a sponsored video? It's a sponsored video. We're being serious. Since becoming my go-to for Bro, it blows my mind. I mean, this guy makes YouTube videos. He's a content creator. He reviews controllers. Is he gonna have the best aim? Sure. No. Alright, that's okay. Let me find one where he plays on a decent controller. It's so insane to me, even just like right away, seeing his aim from a guy that like doesn't do this as psychopathically as I do. His aim's already better with the PXN. That is wild to me. It's just so much smoother. We're on AimLab's grid shot testing like aim of controllers. I'm not talking down about this guy or talking bad about him, but like, bro, we can have controllers on the same level of how the MK people have mice, but this is how we're like testing it. AimLab's grid shot. Okay, I'm on r/controllers. I was getting this Reddit recommended to me on my phone. Also, it's crazy that the word budget controller will go around with this PXN because it's $50, and the fact that it's my current like use, even though I will spend hundreds of dollars on a controller and keep doing so for the best controller, but there is just nothing better out right now. Okay, this was 12 days ago. Is FlyJG Vader 4 Pro any good? I'd imagine they do just go to this website and check it. Stick drift. Yeah, every controller gets stick drift. The game's like Last of Us, Dark Souls. I mean, so it's not just like a heavy FPS type of guy. I want to find one where we're getting recommendations like the Vader 4, Elite 1, and Elite 2, Wolverine, the V3 Pro. I'm trying to find someone that kind of like puts out YouTube videos and I want to see their gameplay. I'm repeating this. It seems like a lot of these people just don't really know what they're talking about. And again, if this is just a hobby and they're having fun, I mean, sure, I guess. For me to only do this and then see this repeatedly, it's insane. So again, I only play FPS games. So if you're in the market for a controller, you just buy the PXN. It's $50. You buy the PXN, and it's the best because of the stick resolution. It's as simple as that. Now, I said in the beginning, there are two controllers that I'm keeping my eyes out on. Now, for me to move on from this PXN, controller has to have a high stick resolution. Latency is important, but I don't care for it as much. So the two controllers that I'm keeping my eye out on currently is a board from Marius, and they're selling through Demon Workshop, and then custom-made board from XP Controllers, a guy named Bud. Now, why are these maybe better? And why have I not bought one yet? Because these controllers from Bud are out now. In the past, I was wrong about hertz being crazy important. You can have supposedly a lower hertz. So I think these controllers, Mary's controller too, I think is around 1k hertz, but the latency is a lot supposedly lower. I want to see numbers on that. Same with the Buds. And what's cool about Bud's controllers too on his board is they can go in a PS5 shell. And Mary's board is only in a PS4 shell, which I wanted to try a PS4 shell soon. These controllers should be, latency-wise, a lot faster than the PXN. Inside of this PXN is the J1116. It's an analog stick from K-Silver. This thing is insane, okay? On this board, and Marius, I think, made the board himself. This company just puts together controllers. So Marius only makes the board, gives the board to this company, and this company actually makes it into a full-on controller. I would not be surprised if both of these boards are faster than the PXN. What I want to 100% know is that this K-Silver J1116 can go on either of these boards. If that is the case, then we can also get things like these back buttons, digital click triggers, and that's the endgame controller. Legit endgame. Alright, so I don't want to see any more of this crazy nonsense going on about this controller though, this controller, but this new one came out and bro, but the PXN has a weird back button. Bro, stick resolution, latency is decent. This is what you get right now, okay? Do not get scammed.